Hi all. Right, pushing on with some more RAF Eagle. After that last terrible raid day, that was the 11th raid day, and it all went a bit pear-shaped. We've also lost our Luftwaffe 3 units availability to Luftwaffe 2, so that's going to be rough as well, I think. We're really hoping for a nice spread of raid cards, Luftwaffe 2 and 3, I think. I'm going to have to be more careful about how I set the raids up, definitely this day. We've got to get back in the minus figures. My plan is to try and get, right round to -8, or we're up +5 just now, so that's talking about gaining quite a lot of points. But I need to be thinking that way. We've also got, because we pressed instead of rest, we've got this +2 modifier, and we only get one strategy card, so none of that's going to help. But anyway, okay, so night raid planning again, and obviously it's an optional rule that we took on. You've got to use it, so I have to. Fortunately, it's low cities and low industry, so I have to at least assign 2 bombers. 4 would be better. Now, if I did do that, I would probably take them from Luftwaffe 3 this time. Do I want to do that? See, if I just assign 2, then the only dice roll that does anything is a 6. Or at least if I assign 4, I've got a 4 or 5 or a 6 that does something. Although the 5 probably loses me a point as well, because that's the one with the accident coming into it, which kind of defeats the purpose of gaining a point. I think it was like the last time we had it, we gained a point, but we lost a point for the accident, because it was the night raid that became a light loss or something. I suppose that's a risk. Right, well, I think I will grab 4. So there's only one Dornier 17 from Luftwaffe 3 I can use. Henkel's would be the next worst. I can't use J87s, I do have one of them. Well, I think I'll use... Hang on. Okay, I've decided to use a mixture of both. I've used one Heinkel from Luftwaffe 3 and one Dornier 17 and 2 Dornier 17s from Luftwaffe 2. I don't know if that's silly or not. No, let's go with it. I think we're going to have to force ourselves into possible... I don't know, I don't quite understand why there's 2 boxes up there for Luftwaffe 3 and Luftwaffe 2 bomber night raids. Maybe there's some kind of event that does something. I mean, there's 2 there and 2 there, and put separate. Just, I've not seen any reason that would be, but okay. Well, it might be an event that we've just never seen. Okay, we'll go with that. So, yeah. Right. Keep moving. Right, strategy draw. Well, I'm only allowed 1, and it's sitting that I can have 1. In fact, I think you can always have 1. Yeah. So I'm only getting 1 strategy card, which is not good. And we get secondary target. Mind you, the points I was on, I would only be getting 2 at the moment, so it's not quite as devastating. And maybe I can push my points up again, and maybe we can take a chance and rest next turn and hopefully not end the game. So yeah, well, secondary target, well, hopefully that does come into some effect. I think I would have preferred the ASME 109, or possibly the one that turns the minor raid into major. I think that would be even better, but however, that is what it is. So right now we'll be drawing up our raid cards, won't we? yeah, so drawn 10 cards. So this is, it's really important. I mean, I think 8, 9, 10. I think this is really important every raid day, but and I've seen for a while that's probably the most important part of the game is to set this up right and whatever. But I've struggled a bit, but I'm going to have to force myself this time if we're going to try and succeed at all, I think. Right, I'll show you the 10 cards I've drew. Okay, so here we go. Biggin Hill Airfield. Well, I'll just grab the priority table in the background there. We can see what's what. So airfields are high, and that's a strategic value 3. So that's an airfield, a strategic value 2, and a radar net, a strategic value 2. Okay, well they're all some kind of raid. Yeah, so this is obviously a major North Weald. Now, like I said, all 3 of them are Wolfwalk 2, and we can't use Wolfwalk 3 grouping anymore. So that's not really what I wanted to see to start with. 3 Wolfwalk 2 raids. So this is major. This is strategic value 2 airfield. This is major, and this radar net 5, which is quite an interesting one because Biggin Hill is 5. Strategic value 2. It's a minor raid though. So yeah, that's the sort of one that. Oh, now hang on, we've got secondary target, haven't we? So there's radar net 7, or in fact, there's radar net 5 there as well. If we wanted to take on a secondary target that was a major raid. Now the radar net we've got out of commission at the moment is radar net 2. None of them showing that, but however we've got to check for repair, and that might well repair. I think it was a repair 3, so my thinking is we've got to roll a 3 or greater, maybe, to keep it around. Maybe. So yeah, interesting to think of these 2 secondary targets possibly, because I mean, this is radar net 5. Okay, radar net 7. That affects them. Well, I suppose we need to see what's coming up next. So we've got these 2 as major options, and this one is minor. But we really want to see some Wolfwalk 3 stuff. So here we go. That is Wolfwalk 2, radar net 6, Wolfwalk 2 airfield, Wolfwalk 2 airfield. Oh dear. Oh dear, dear, dear. So what we got, strategic value 2 radar net. So this is a minor game. Yeah, they're all taking an ME109s. So that's a minor. Lots of radar net options here. And this is a major. And this is a major. Both the, oh actually, this first one, secondary targets radar net 6. So that could be thought of it as well. Radar net 6 is quite a popular one, isn't it? Yeah, there's quite a lot of radar net 6 there. Right, let's see what the last 4 are though. We've fought 2 Hornchurch airfield again. We've fought 2 industry. That's strategic value 1. There's a Wolfwalk 3. So now is it a prime? Is it a? No, it's not. Oh, we're not even getting it. It's a no raid. Aye. Right. Let's not jump the gun. This is strategic value to an airfield, so that's a major. Industry strategic value 1 is no raid, and industry strategic value 2 is no raid, so we've not even got that Wolfwalk 3. And the last card is not Wolfwalk 3. Oh dear. So I've not got any Wolfwalk 3 raids at all. That's strategic value 1 airfield. So That is a minor. I very much doubt we'll be running that one, but okay. Well, we can't use we fought 3 aircraft at all. Okay. Right, okay, well that was just as horrible as it was. Try to decide the previous raid day. I can't touch we fought 3 units at all. I'm feeling like I'm missing something there in the rules, but I think I'm not. I've just got unlucky there, and I've just been spoiled with that event being in place. And what a time for it to end, right there. I mean, I know it looks like you get through most of the day cards, but the timing was just terrible, wasn't it? So I didn't know what to do, really. We've got 20 fighters and 21 bombers to pick from. Unfortunately, even then, I've had to leave an ME-110 in its airbase, because ME-110s, they're the ones that can do the close escort. So I can't put them in either the channel patrol or the hunt box, I believe. Yeah, they can only do close escort, so I've had to leave one in behind, so I've actually only got 19 fighters. And then bomber wise, well, I've left 3 bombers in the air bases too, because I need to just limit them to the amount of fighters I've got. And here what I've done is I'm going to run these 2 raids with a full set of I think the first one's got 16 grouping and the second one's got 15, I think. We're going to pray that all the fighters just go in the, well, you know what, they're not all going to go in the 12 o'clock space, are they? I think I'm just going to have to take a chance with this. I think I might drop a bomber, just to have 4 and 4, so that if I don't get an awful lot of fighters back, then at least I can still, because we're going to run these 2, and then unfortunately there's going to be three clock space jumps, which is going to bring a lot of the squadrons back. But I can't see what else I can do. The only other thing I can do is forget about these 2 and just run 2 raids, or possibly 3 raids and take some of the fighters away and spread it out a bit. I don't know, maybe that's better, just to run 2 raids. Is it? Maybe. I think the fact I'm taking secondary target in this to get Radar Net 6, and both the last 2 raids are obviously Radar Net 6. I mean, the other raid I wanted to run was Radar Net 6 as well, but no, I couldn't fit it in. So, I don't know. It just feels like all the squadrons are going to end up pretty much coming back. I mean, unless we can, obviously they don't come back if they're in the light loss or heavy loss box, but then there's part of me just thinking there now, why don't you just run these 2 raids, or 2 out of the 4 raids for this day, and then hopefully you draw some we fought 3 raids for the next day. Maybe that's a more sensible thing. And we'll also get, there's four bombers and 3 fighters, most of which are from we fought 2 in the light loss box that were heavy losses previously, so we would end up getting them back. You know what? I think I'll run with this, because this is a full 2 raids here. This is pretty decent sort of setup, I think. I wonder if I've got enough fighters, because I've got 5 bombers in that second one. Now it looks like I've got 1 less fighter. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, maybe they are the same, because I've got an extra fighter. Sorry, an extra bomber. Yeah. I think I'll run this and see what happens, and I suppose if it does go absolutely terribly wrong, and I draw the next raid day cards, and I get something similar, then I maybe realise I've just got to run 2 raids, make the most of it. But I'm now running out of time, so right, let's go with that. Let's take a chance. Okay, yeah, I still feel like I'm not making a great job of this game strategy-wise at all. Right, so I assigned the bombers. Let's say we've only got 4 raids, so I could have a maximum of 16, which I think I might have in the first one, or maybe I've got that in this 2. No, I don't even think I've got that. I think I've only got 14. Right, and I've assigned my fighters. So it's the first 3 time segments, and I was starting to worry thinking it's the first 3 time segments I've got raids, but that wouldn't make sense, would it? I've not done this for a while, I've just been doing it. So this is the first time segment, this is the second time segment, and it starts from the first time segment that I have a raid. So that's first, that's the second, that's the third. So I've assigned the fighters to that. Now, when we finish the 6 o'clock turn, we'll then jump to 12 o'clock, because that's the next time slot I've got a raid. And the fighters that go from full to the clock, I'll go to the 12 o'clock slot. So hopefully I should get the fighters back. Whether I get enough of them back or not remains to be seen. Okay, so we've got our fighters set up. And night patrol assignment. So roll on British night raid table to find out how many Buenums. Oh, we've got a big 5 again. That's going to be the full 5 again, isn't it? Okay. Okay, so that's the 5 Buenums out in the night patrol boxes. And moving on. Right, repair chance. Now we do have, let's say it's just in the corner there, light damage on this Worth Radar Net. It's Radar Net 2, but none of our raids are targeting that, so it's probably not so relevant. Well, what does it say? You just remove light damage enemy from the map. Okay, so it's more about getting the damage and using it for that day, really, isn't it? I mean, unless you get heavy, you've got a chance. So that just comes off, yeah. Okay. Right. Moving on. Right, weather. Time set to 600 hours. Weather is a 4. Partly cloudy and with what 2. Well, it's patchy clouds in both with lots. So, yeah. It has its pluses and its minuses, doesn't it? Right, that's card number 9. Right, so let's get the first raid down then. Okay, so this is the first raid at Biggin Hill Airfield. The next 3 raids at Hornchurch. Oh well, the last 2 raids are Hornchurch Airfield, but the second one, I suppose, is a secondary target to the radar net in that area. So, okay, and we have, there is our raid. So what do we have? 2, 4, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, yeah, 14. So I can't even squeeze the 16 into it. Went with Dorney 17s here. Not quite as concerned about the bombing. Want the better bombers for the next raid to take out the radar net, I suppose. But went for more fighters here because we're obviously going to get a bigger response. This is a Biggin Hill, which is 711 sector, whereas all the other 3 raids are in 611. So I figured this was a better one to do first. I don't know. They're all beside each other anyway. So, okay, that's that. Right. Let's get going. So British detection. Now we've got to remember. Tell us about that. I'll look in the rules about the press and the rest. Receive 1 strategy card. Add an additional modifier +2 to every detection die roll in the upcoming raid day. Okay, so this is where this is going to kick in as well. So probably going to make it a higher number. So even more importantly, roll low here. I've not had a drink yet, honestly. It's a 3. Could be better, could be worse, I guess. Oops. Okay, starting with a 3. What are we doing again? Right, OCV is patchy, so it's the middle number. That's a 3, taking us to 6. 2 radar nets, taking us to 10. Then the +2 modifier, taking us to 12. Yeah, we're going to be right up there with that, aren't we? 12, and then we've got 14 group in, another 5, 17. It's not right, it's early and accurate. That's hardly any different, is it? I mean, we still get the Spitfire A's. It still looks at the early column. The only thing we don't get is, I think there's a modifier that checks for very early, isn't there? So, you know what, 18 would have been, no, it wouldn't have been, because we still would have got the Spitfire A's. However, it's 17 grand. That's right, and at 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then 5 for the group in 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, yeah, 17. Okay, early and accurate. Spitfire Ace is in the pool for the accurate. Okay, moving on. Raid rendezvous chat, right? And I haven't even thought about how these might go, but well, I've got 2 raids in both time slots that are Wolfwalk 2. I mean, all my raids are Wolfwalk 2. I didn't really have an option there. So, right, here we go. 3 might be okay. The raids area has broken clouds. No, we've got patchy clouds. And there are 8 or more group in the raid. Ooh, that was kind of close, but no, it's not hitting. That's really important, I think, because we didn't want to lose any units at the moment. Yeah, that was a big one actually. Right, next. Right, so let's see the response. You can see the early column there, and everything's out here. They had nothing in the tote board, no white losses, so everything's on the board. So this is going to be a big number. And you'll also notice there's no green units at all. That's right, 3 from 7-11. Okay, we're going to take 2 Hurricanes and then we'll get the Spitfire. So what Hurricane is not coming? The B is not coming. Now hang on, these stay out the cub, don't they? Yeah, this is an airfield. So these 3 stay out the cup. That was from 7-11. 2 from 2-11. So we're going to take a Spitfire, a Hurricane. No, we are going to take a Spitfire first, then a Hurricane. We're going to take the C Spitfire. And we're going to take the A Hurricane. That's up to 6. And then 2 from 6-11. They're all Spitfires. 2, so what are we not taking? The B, so we'll take an A and a C. Up to 8. 2 from 1-11 will be a Hurricane, the A and the Spitfire. 10. We're running spots. I use that, move that dice up to the thing. Right, anyway. 2 from 3-11. Well, hang on, we'll just take a B and a C then, because there's 2 Bs and a C there. Up to 12. 2 from 5-11. They're going to be 2 Hurricanes. The C is not coming. So that's up to 14. and one from 411. A B. 15. 15 squadrons. Lovely. Right. Sharp. See how many we can get rid of. A roll of dice here. Yeah, you do. Starting with a 3. The date's going to give us a +3 up to 6. Target sector is 11, +1 up to 7. Primary target is an airfield, +2 up to 9. Let me get a little dice. Use that dice up there or something. Target is deep, no. Warning is very early, no. That's only one that we're scoring on. Intelligence is accurate. Yeah, and raid has at least one bomber group, yes. So that's a +2 up to 11. Intelligence is accurate, raid has 12 or more grouping, +3 up to 14. And there's one card to be resolved still on this time segment, so it takes us down to 13. Well, that just took us from high to all out. 13's all out. And just looking there, if target had been very early, it would have been high instead. Okay, so we're all out. There was 15 groupings, so 5 of them are coming out. That's still something. I mean, you're that many, you're always going to get quite a few coming out anyway, I suppose. But 5's going to leave. 5's going to leave 10, isn't it? And we've got 6. Jings. Okay, 4. Right, sticking in there. 5. Right, okay, I'll get these back in the map. So we got 111, 311, 211. All Hurricanes going back. 511 and 511. Okay, so we've got, what did I say? We've got 10 left, did I say? I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, yeah, 10 left. Accurate intelligence. One or more bomber grouping in the bomber box, use chart A. Chart A says, number of grouping in the hunt box is 6. 5+ squadrons in the pool, yes. They're all responding, as we thought. Okay, right, I'll get them set up. Okay, there we go. I don't think we've had as big a response as that. 10 squadrons, so they're outnumbering us by 4. That means I've got to roll above a 4 for them to move. Part of me wants that to happen because my fighters are more precious to me than my bombers at the moment. So I kind of think I want them to move so that we've got a better chance down here, but well, okay. Right, is this event time? This could be a big part of. Oh, it's not quite. Under reception. So, this is when we roll dice. So there's obviously less grouping there as squadrons. So if the result is greater than the number of excess squadrons, so what did I say? 10 against 6. So that's 4. Excess is 4. So I've got to roll a 5 or 6 for them to move. Anything less than that, they're going to stay where they are. So, and I've rolled a 1. So they are going to stay where they are, aren't they? Okay. Well, we can do a bit of them. Right, yeah, as I was saying, I think we're getting an event now, aren't we? Right, these 2 events could be critical, I think. I mean, it does feel like the majority of events are bad for the Germans, but there are some good ones. Now the event deck's been shuffled up, so hopefully I've shuffled it nicely. Here we go. Raid approach event. Rendezvous failure. If raid has 7 or more group in, come on, don't do this. If raid has 7 or more group in, all C group in the bomber and close escort box leave the raid. Well, it's a bad event. It could have been far worse. We've got 1 bomber leaving the raid. Easy to see. There's nothing. Close escort is an A and a B. But we wanted that night. We wanted a pleasant event, not something that was taking something away. Okay. That's what it is. Right, so Hunter attack. Okay, that's the first of. Well, fingers crossed for a low dice roll anyway. Okay. Right, let's roll the dice first because we know that a low is good and high is bad, so let's find out. That's a 1. Oh, well. Let's have that. Right, hopefully it matters. Right, so we've got nothing, no combat value for any 109s. So 4, 7, 11, 15, 18, 21, 25, 29, 32, 36. Jesus. 36, and we've got 6 group in. 6 group in 36 is down to row G. I'll tell you what, it's probably just as well we've got a 1. I mean, that's only the 3rd row from the bottom. Right, a 1 gives us DAL, so we're losing C group in. Well, we had 2 of each and either one, didn't we? Right, so disrupt for the A's, and they go in flight. At least they're not reduced. Yeah, I'm not going to get fighters back in time, am I? What was I thinking? Abort for the B's, so they go in flight reduced, which means that I don't get them back until the 1400 time slot. So this is going to be messy, and the 2 C's are white losses, and I'll tell you something, I don't get them back either. Not only do I not get them back, I lose 2 points. And that was well 1 result. I mean, admittedly against 10 squadrons, but a bit of a massacre. Right, well, hopefully something's going to happen to them. They've got light loss, disrupt, but disrupt means they're going into the bomb bots, doesn't it? Dear me. Right, tell me they've got a lot of A's there then. They've got 3 A's. So yeah, that's a white losses. So 6-11's a white loss, 7-11's a white loss, and that's another 7-11 white loss. That's all there is, isn't it? Yeah, so we get 3 points. So we did gain a point there, I suppose, but all the other squadrons are disrupt results, which means they are going to the bomb box reduced. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I think the game's slipping away from me now. It feels kind of like that. I think I was a bit unlucky with the raid targets that I drew. I'm just looking at the top target card of the raid deck, and it's a Lufot 3 because it shows you in the back of the card. And not only that, I'm going to have to shuffle the deck because it's now got more discards in it. Okay, right then. So that was a Hunter attack. Raid target event. Target event, squadron turnaround. Well, you know what, that's not a bad timing for that because there's nothing to turn around. The only units in the top board are white losses, no rearm, no land, no in flight. Okay, well, Another bad event that didn't do an awful lot, but well, it done nothing actually. But not anything that's really given me something to get excited about, is it? Although I'd been cursing there if there'd been loads of units, loads of squadrons lying about. Right, so squadron interception. Squadrons are greater than groupon. Yes, they're all intercepted, which means the 2 close escort guys join the fight as well. Okay. And then squadron attack. So just remember, we've got the 2 ME-110s, which there's a plus and a minus to that. Also, they had more combat value, but okay, what we got? Well, let's roll the dice. We've done that before, counting up the last time, and well, I don't know. We've got a 2. We're getting the dice rolls, but I'm not sure it's going to matter. I think we're going to be way down again. So 1, 2, 3, 8, 13, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 33 with 5 groupon. 33 is the same row, G, and now we're a 2 instead of a 3. So we have disrupt, heavy loss, abort. So disrupt for the A as stay in bomb box reduced. Ooh, well, okay, it does look like we might get a little bit of bombing. Disrupt, and close escort disrupt is to in-flight reduce. So that's another unit we're not going to see again. But I think we're past. Yeah, I don't know what I was hoping for. I should have left another space in between the time, I guess, but that would have been the clever thing to do. Right, and then the B result is the heavy loss. Dearie me. So that's 1, 2, and 3, 4. Another 4 points lost, up to +8. And the British have no effect. They're getting light loss for their Bs. Have they got an A? No, that's a disrupt. So no effect for the A's. There's no A's. Light loss for the Bs. So we'll get 2 points back. Oops. The door's just opened. A bit windy here. Very warm, but windy. So that's 411, 111. These are both white losses. Right, sorry, I got cut off there. So not quite sure what was that. Well, we got 2 hits on them back. I've not taken the victory points back, so we got back another 2, putting a +6. And then their C group in, unfortunately, are all disrupts. Yeah, that's where we wanted an abort result, really, because they would have ended up white losses, but disrupt just puts them in the in-flight box reduced. So yeah. Well, there you go. We rolled in both the combats. We rolled a 1 and then a 2, and what we've ended up. I mean, our bombing run's not going to do anything as well, because we've got patchy clouds. Yeah, I'm not sure how I get myself out of this mess now. Okay, done with the squadron attack. On to our pitiful bombardment attempt. I think it's going to be. I think we need a 6. And even then, I'm not convinced that it's going to get us in there. Right, so we've got a strength of 4. Rolled a 2. I'm pretty sure that's not going to do anything. Strength of 6. Column shift to the left. A 2. Well, actually, a 3 would have got us a hit. So, patchy clouds. Yeah, nothing. So that is that. not much of anything done. Well, I mean, I suppose the whole point of the first raid is really to take a lot of the squadrons out of the game. We got 5 in the light loss box, 4 reduced in the in-flight box, so but we lost another. Actually, maybe we finished on the same points, +6. I think it was maybe only on +4, was it not? So I think we've even lost 2 points. Right, however, anyway. Right, so move all group in the in-flight box to their air bases or to the clock per the German recovery schedule. Right, I'll get that done. So yeah, that's what I was meaning. I've got 4 that just came at the 12 o'clock spot, but these 3 are 1400, so I'm not going to reach there the way I've set it up. So I'm going to lose. I'm not going to get access to the 3. And we've got another raid to come, which could end up something similar. Right, next card is clock check. Right, so there are still face-up target cards in that time slot. There is. Oops. So we just go back to step 9. Okay. I'm going to have to, as per usual, put some juice into my phone as it's about to die. Let's see if we can get it plugged in here. Let's see if I can wangle that. However, I'll take a cut here anyway and upload this because it got kind of split up. I got 2 disruptions. So anyway, I'll be back with the next raid shortly. Okay, cheers.